Hi everybody. I am just doing a little video just to discuss my recent adventure with water fasting. I just completed 10 days of water fasting. Today is the 11th day, so it's a little bit over 10. And just wanted to kind of share my experience. I have done a 3-day water fast. I've done many 24-hour water fasts, and last year I did a 5-day water fast, and I did feel benefits from that. And so I thought I really wanted to do a 10-day. But I kind of thought, well, I'll start with 7-day and see how it goes. So I did 7 days this time, and I thought the day before, actually, I felt pretty awful. And so I thought, if I don't feel better by 7th day, I told the Lord, I'm just gonna quit. And so He was good to allow me to be able to continue, and so I did 10 days. And so I just kind of wanted to go over that a little bit. I have a watermelon here. I'm gonna break my fast. Thought I would just share it here because it's kind of cool. Seeing how people respond. I like watching shows or other YouTube testimonials of people when they break their fast, how they enjoy their fruit. But I just wanted to capture kind of a summary of how this went. Let's see, day 1 was easy. I'm used to 24 hours. Day 2 was fine, a little bit less energy. Day 3 started to hit with lower energy, but not terrible, still manageable. I kind of rested a little bit more. Day 4 was when it started hitting, and I felt very wiped out. Just the brain fog, everything, as your toxicity is just really manifesting as your body's trying to flush, and you're not able to get it out fast enough. And so I just needed to even make sure I got more water and bowel movements to push things out. And so during this time, I just rested a lot. Day 5 was also tough. Day 6 was probably the worst, like I said. I just had to rest a lot. Like when I wouldn't feel good, like I would just feel low energy. It would be just, a lot to even to get up and do things. Like say, taking a shower, that used up quite a bit of energy, which I didn't shower as often. If I had to make dinner, which I have 2 older girls who are more capable and able to do that, which I'm thankful for. So they kind of did about, not quite half the meals, but around there. So that was wonderful. And then, so when I knew that I was wiping out, I would drink, sipping, lay down, and just completely rest. Nothing in front of me, my eyes closed, not even necessarily just to sleep, but just to let all of your reserves just relax. And so then I would feel better and be able to get up and do a little bit more, or just, manage what that day was. So Sunday was the 7th, and I felt really good. I woke up, I was excited, went to church, and just felt really well. And so that was when I decided that I'm going to try and make it to 10. And so 8, I also felt well. So that would be Monday. So I took the girls to their gymnastics, and then we went to Dollar Tree to do some shopping for a birthday girl coming up. And by the end of the trip, I was very wiped out. Like I was telling them, we have to go now. I'm too tired. And just the mental ability, the emotional, or not emotional, but the physical, everything. And so got home, just rested again. And then day 9, I felt well. A bit tired, was able to go to Bible study and just rested a little before that, but was good. Day 10 was yesterday, and I took Sean to tennis, and then we went shopping again after that, and I was tired again, so we came home, laid down, and I did a lot of school from the couch, or just did spurts of things as I was able, laundry or whatever it would be. And so I had to learn to also just relinquish my desires on how the house would look, all of those things. And so good lessons for everybody. So every day I woke up to have a full glass of water by my bed, and I kept it in this stainless steel, basically for tea, but insulated cup. And so that way I just had it handy, so I'd wake up and just start sipping. So sometimes when you wake up, your blood sugar or you're imbalanced, and it will hit you and all of it rushes to your head and you can feel like, oh, I'm woozy, I might pass out. And so doing that helped me and I didn't have that problem. And yes, you have to pee a lot. My bowel movements that I had, especially the last few days, eliminated a lot of stuff, like stuff that most people don't see because their upper intestines and all of that never actually fully clean out. So if you're only getting rid of the last food that you've eaten and you have decades of stuff built up, most people think that's kind of goofy, but when you see it, you know it's true. And it really pulls stuff out. And so I find it fascinating. A lot of people don't. I'm just kind of a geek with health stuff. So my skin is like super soft. That was like really cool. I've done many juice fasts and all that too. So I do know that's why, as you're eliminating toxicity and your skin can breathe better, the pores open. Now people who are really sick with, or maybe, have a lot of chronic skin issues, you may see more outbreaks before it gets better. So it doesn't mean anything's going wrong. It's how your body's having to push it out because it's your third kidney. So if it's not able to eliminate through your main eliminatory organs, then it's going to work through your skin. So you want to have your bowels working well, and your kidneys. And so there's a lot to do with this. Researching it, I kind of know what to look for to make sure there's no issues. But if I were to do a longer fast, like 21 days or something like that, I probably would want to have some health guidance or expert guidance. If you're interested, look up Loren Lockman. He's an expert in water fasting. He has a retreat center fully based on water fasting in Costa Rica. And so I watched a lot of his YouTubes and stuff. Even years ago, I've been aware of him. And so he's been doing this for 21 years. Thousands of people have come through. Huge successes with diabetes reversed. I'm trying to think of, people with tumors expelling and, high blood pressure, candida cases, all these things. And he usually says to go for at least 21 days. But anyways, he's really neat to learn from. He just has many videos. And so he has lots of experience to share. So if you drink your water, you want to be sipping it. Basically, you want a full glass of water every hour and sip it, not to be gulping it, thinking like I'll just chug it down in one time. It's too much for your kidneys. And there's also such a thing as drinking too much water. You can overwhelm your kidneys and damage them. So you really want to be careful. Anyone who wants to do this really needs to research it. I would definitely recommend starting with small. Many people intermittent fast without even knowing, but if you want to do longer intermittent fasting, that starts to build up. The benefits of water fasting are huge. You are giving your digestive system a rest. And when you constantly put in food and constantly doing, putting input, there's no time for it to work on healing other issues in the body because it's always addressing this constant food influx. And so if you're serious about wanting to heal, especially intestinal, which for me, I'm still working on digestive issues from all the mold poisoning, all of that. It's a journey for me. So I'm always, working on this. So it's not just over, but it's definitely something that most everybody can benefit from, unless you have a health condition that you need to talk to your doctor about. However, you need to do this wisely. If you've not been accustomed to it, you want to hydrate your body. Lots of fresh, juicy vegetables and fruits. You don't want to go into this with an acidic American diet. You will get very ill and your body is not going to be able to expel things the way it should. And you will be so dehydrated that it's not going to be as beneficial. So you want to build up to it first with working on lots of hydration. So when you break a fast, this is very important. You want to make sure you do it with the same thing, hydrating foods. You do not want to eat foods that are going to be hard to digest. You start out, it's basically a reverse, right? You're working your way back. Now, for me, I don't want to eat all those foods that are damaging to the body. So I'm planning to use this to build my way back up into, vegetables and things like that, and mainly raw again. And so you want to break it. And when you break it, you only want a small amount. If you do too much, let's see, I have one slice here. If you do too much, you can cause yourself a lot of problems. Not just pain. There was a guy I watched on Lauren Lockman's video who had a hernia, and was very ill. He had to go to the hospital because he insisted on eating way more than he should have. So you want to be very careful with that. And I lost 14 pounds, which is not a surprise to me because it's water. So I will gain some of that back as I, eat. But with hydrating with juice and everything, the fasting process kind of continues the benefits of this, because you're still just flushing and pushing. You want to get all of that matter out that's been locked up in there for so long. Your intestines are coated. An interesting thing most people are not aware of is that when you eat a meal and you drink water or another liquid with it, it actually is causing your food, the fats, all of that stuff to become solid matter in the intestines as it's going through. And that's not something you want to do. So you don't want to have that buildup. It's kind of like your teeth. You put some fat on there and you drink water, you still got all that, oil and stuff on there. It doesn't rinse it. So you want to eat your food, let it digest, and wait an hour to then drink your liquids. And especially if it's warmer, you don't want to do a lot of ice. It's harder on your body. So I think that's pretty much what I was going to discuss. But yeah, a lot of resting, laying down. It can definitely be done even with kids. You just have to plan really well. It's much easier if you have older kids to help you. But you have to also let your standards of, your house, whatever, cleaning, all of that just kind of go. But, oh yeah, another thing is to really not use extra products, makeup, chemicals, things like that in your body. You really just want to let it just be natural. So I don't have any product in my hair. The only makeup I have on is just a little eyebrow pencil. That's it. So, anyways, I'm going to break my fast. This is the first food I've had since my 10-day water fast. All right, Tom picked this watermelon. I'm hoping it's really good. It's really delicious. It actually is a really good sweet one. I'm not sure if anything would taste terrible unless it was like bad, because food tastes amazing. Your taste buds are so extra alert and it's just amazing. They're tantalized by every bit of flavor in a way you wouldn't normally have. One thing I forgot to mention, this is a weird one, and I'd forgotten it from my juice fasting. When you get to a certain point, probably about 5 days in or whatever, 6 days, all of a sudden everybody smelled terrible. Like I literally had to cover my nose, and it's like BO, breath, it all just smelled putrid. My senses were just completely heightened, and my poor kids, I would have to be like, you gotta back off. And I have some who like to be like this close anyway, so that was a little test in patience for me. But you just become so aware and heightened. Your senses are just so heightened that it can become a little overwhelming. So that was probably one of the hardest things to deal with, because everybody smells bad. I don't know if it's just the American diet and everything that most people are taking, that you can smell that on them, or if the most healthy people would. But that and hearing, your sense of hearing is heightened too. So it's just intriguing, when your body's really working on things and there's no other efforts being made, when you are just resting and healing, and nothing's going in your mouth. So another thing is that you often get white on your tongue. That's a sign of candida. I still have some on there, but that comes out as you fast. It's just bringing the toxicities. So someone had mentioned on a thread that I had on my post the other day about brushing your teeth before you drink water in the morning. So I wouldn't necessarily use toothpaste when you're on water fast, but use a tongue scraper. It's like a metal half moon thing or whatever, and you can just scrape all that gunk off, which is the result of your gut, actually, bacteria coming up into your mouth, and a sign of your body, what it's trying to expel. So if we pay attention, there's just many signs and things that we learn from. Also, your nose running more, all sorts of things. It's just fascinating to me how the human body works and how God created us to be. But this was a good experience for me, and I will probably be planning to do this at least once a year, if not longer, maybe next time. But I just wanted to share that. Hopefully that helps some of you. Have a great day.